Hi Level 3s, I'm Rebecca. We're going to do a mat class today where we're just really going to move. We're going to have control, but we're going to do big movements to get some freedom in our spine, our shoulders, our hips, our tissues, our whole body. I'm going to include the mini stability ball, my pelvis when I do some of the hip work on our back, but you don't have to have a mini ball. You can do this whole workout without it. Totally optional. Come to sit at the forward edge of your mat. And let's actually just start in a diamond position right now. Have the feet, the soles of the feet together. You're finding your sit bone foundation, so you're not too forward on the pubic bone. You're not rocked back onto the tailbone. You are, boom, over those sit bones with a lovely tall spine. And we're going to take a nice breath in and just rotate the head. Look to the right, through the center, and to the left. One more nice one to each side. And then looking forward, we're going to do a little roll down. So nod the chin, lengthen the back of the neck, and then allow one roll forward like you're going to put the top of your head on your feet or right in the center of your diamond. You can let the arms, the shoulders be wide. The hands can just slide down the shins. Breathe in here for 3 nice breaths. And each breath, you're thinking of the abdominals pulling back, the spine lengthening more, not collapsing into this curve, but trying to get a little more out of it. Restacking on your third out breath and really pay attention to that articulation. If you had your back up against a wall, you'd be putting one bone of the back at a time, finally ending with the head. Nice breath in. We're going to do that roll down again. Nod the chin. Keep a little chin tuck as you roll forward. Allowing the whole back of the spine to open and breathing into those low ribs. For 3 breaths. Feel the abdominal activity and lengthen the spine. On your third out breath, restacking. Perfect. Close up the knees. Take a nice breath in. Arms are just at your sides. Slide the shoulder blades up. Pick up the shoulders, put them up towards your ears, and then press them down. At the same time, let the arms float up overhead and feel that length between your hips, along your spine, shoulders, and out through your fingertips. And then float the arms down. Pick up the shoulders one more time. Broad shoulders, wide between those shoulder blades. Be strong in the abdominals as you bring the arms overhead and you're going for a straight line. Hips, spine, crown of the head, right out through the fingertips. Perfect. This time float the arms down in front. If you need some support behind the legs for our roll back, you can use that. But draw in with the deep belly. Pick up the pelvic floor and allow that C curve of the spine to develop. Then use the front body to pull forward and restack. Exhale to peel it back. Pull forward. Restacking. Right? Get some movement in the spine here. So the shoulders are staying over the hips, over the hips, over the hips. Then allow that roll back to happen and you get the abdominal activity. It's all about the movement of the spine for that. Right? Roll it back. Leave the shoulders where they are, but don't let them get all crunchy. Wide chest. Roll back, roll back, roll back, roll back. And use that front body to pull forward. Restack. And hold this one back. The knees are pressed together. You've lifted the pelvic floor. You bring the arms. I dream of Genie. Right arm on top. Rotate to your right. Reach that right arm out to the side. Nice and wide. In the chest. Look at the fingertips. And the knees are the same length, right? You haven't allowed the pelvis to move. Good. Bring that arm up and overhead as you return to I Dream of Genie. You're going to do it one more time. So rotation where the knees stay together. Reach the arm out to the side. Up and overhead to come back in. To the left. rotation, reach the arm out to the side, reach, 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 get your rotation, get your opening through the chest, up and over, to come back to the center, rotate, reach it back, nice and wide here, up and overhead, to come back, deepen into it, pull forward one more time, restack, and then peel it down onto the mat, one bone of the back at a time. And you can take your blue ball if you're going to use it, and you can put it underneath the bum. If you don't have the blue ball, you're in your neutral pelvis, with the feet nice and together, the knees together, the shoulder blades wide. You take your breath in to prepare, and exhale. Draw the tummy back towards the spine. Allow that imprint to happen. Breath in to go back to neutral. Exhale. Gentle imprint with the low back. And exhale one last time. Just feeling that nice movement in the low back. Coming back to your neutral pelvis. One leg up to tabletop. Dig in deep with the abdominals to bring the second leg up and just be here for a minute. Not a whole minute, just a couple breaths. But check in. The low ribs are held back, right? The pelvis is in neutral. This is your foundation before we start anything more difficult, right? Make sure you're feeling good, that your breath is nice, that your breath is helping you. Awesome. And then we're going to go from here. We're going to relax the legs. We're going to bend the heels towards the bum. Let that, let everything be relaxed except, of course, the abdominal control. And on your exhale, keeping that tailbone down, straighten the legs. Bend the knees. Straighten the legs. Bend the knees. I like to allow that little bounce to happen, as long as you don't lose that neutral pelvis. I'd like you to keep the heels pressed together. If you naturally turn out at the feet a little bit, you can turn the toes out a little bit, if that makes you happier in the hips. Yeah. Perfect. We're going to hold this one with the legs nice and straight. Verify that you're in neutral and that you haven't allowed that low back to settle down towards the mat. If you've got tight hamstrings, you're going to have a little bend in the knees, right? From here, we're going to open the legs out to the side, nice and wide, and we're steady on the ball. Exhale, bring that top leg, right leg on top, cross, open and cross, open and cross. You're still on the ball, or without the ball, you're in a nice steady neutral pelvis on that mat. For one more with the right leg coming on top. One more with the left leg coming on top. Open one last time. Flex the feet, reach long out of your heels. Feel that in the hamstrings, the inner thighs, and of course the abdominals, and then zip it all back up. Relax if you need to, even pulling the knees in towards the chest. Come back into that same position. Exhaling. Legs up towards the sky. Right leg lowers, left leg stays there. Beautiful. And switch. 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 Think of a big movement at the hips. That's all I want. With control in the abdominals, of course. Big movement. Good control in the abs. For 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, and then pausing. Bend the knees if you need to. Always nice. Little break, pull them in. Straightening those legs, and we helicopter. So hopefully you have room here. I didn't say you need lots of space for this video. Release the right leg down. Hold the left leg up. Reach both toes out nice and long so the legs are straight and beautiful, and circle around so that you've switched. Come back through the middle in a scissor. Circle around. Yes. Back through the middle in a scissor. Circle around. And bring that left leg up. and you'll switch. So left leg lowers, right leg stays by you, right? Neutral pelvis, circle around, switch. Circle around. Switch with the scissor through the center. We're only doing 3. That's all we did on the other side. Beautiful. Ah, good. Bring the leg in, bend the knees, hug them in. And whether you're on the ball or not, straighten that left leg over top of the ball or onto the mat and hug that right knee in towards your chest and feel that nice length in the hip flexor where you just worked. Be broad in your shoulders, the shoulders away from the ears. Switching here to feel that hopefully length in the right hip flexor as you hug the left knee in towards the chest. Perfect. And bring it in. Lower both legs and lift up the bum. Good. Done with your mini ball, if you had it. And let's come on to our sides. Perfect. Legs are out nice and long. Elbows under the shoulder. Take that top leg and raise it up and lower it down. Raise it up and lower it down. Raise it up, lower it down. Raise it up, lower it down. Now, you can continue with this, but you did pick a level 3 video. So take a nice breath in. On your out breath, pressing into that arm, coming up into a lovely low side plank. Reaching that top arm towards the sky. Good, and you're gonna lift that foot, that top leg, right? For 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Perfect, lift the hips a little higher. And lower it down. Stay up on the elbow. Bend the bottom knee just slightly. Float that leg to a hover. And just for 3, flex the foot, sweep it forward, point and sweep back. Sweep it forward, point and sweep back. Sweep it forward, point and sweep back. Release, and we'll do the other side. That wasn't so bad, was it? Right? So, you're nice and long in your line. Your pelvis is stacked. You're strong in that upper body. And we're going to lift the top leg, just as our warm-up. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. From here, you can continue, or on your out breath, coming up, low side plank. Top arm reaching towards the sky. Lift that top leg for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Oh yeah, last one. Beautiful. Lift the hips a little bit higher. I say that because mine dropped a little bit. And then lower it down. Lovely. Stay up on the elbow. Bend the bottom knee just slightly. Float that top leg and then sweep it forward. Point and sweep back. Sweep it forward. Point and sweep back. Big movement here. Big happiness. Yes. Awesome. And relax it down. Coming onto all fours. Curling the toes underneath. Take a nice breath in. Coming to your hover. And then lifting the sit bones towards the sky. Sink the heels. Feel the pelvis pull back away from the hands. Lift the heels. Pivot strongly to your tall plank. Float the right leg. Bring it forward. Just straight for 3, for 2, for 1. Switch. Left leg floats. Bring it forward for 3, for 2, for 1. Switch. Right leg towards the left hand. 3. Back to its position. 2, 1. Beautiful, and switch. Left leg towards right hand for 3, for 2, for 1. Perfect. Hold it here. Stretch long out of your heels, long out of the top of your head. And we have 4 beautiful push-ups. For 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Perfect. Bend the knees, uncurl the toes. Beautiful cat stretch. Not being specific, just moving into that lovely arch with the spine, especially after all that nice control in neutral. And rock the sit bones back towards the heels. Bring the hands around by the feet for a lovely and well-deserved child's pose. Enjoy that air moving, hopefully really freely, into those low ribs, into the low back space, into the pelvis. And on your out breath, rolling up to nice tall kneeling. And continuing on with your day. Hopefully feeling energized and able to move. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.